other news, Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom has declared 3 days mourning for victims killed in recent attacks on communities in Logo and Guma local government areas of the state. The mourning will start from this week Tuesday to Thursday and end with a church service at the IBB Square in Makurdi, followed by a mass burial. Flags will fly at half-mast within the mourning period, while work will close at 1 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, which is the day for the church service and burial of the victims, will be a work-free day in the state. Meanwhile, as Nigerians continue to reel from the incidents of suspected headsmen killings in Benue and Kaduna State, as well as that of court killings in Rivers State, the national chairman of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, ANRP, Dr. Fasua, says these problems are offshoots of a failure of government. The National Party chairman, in a chat with Galaxy's Godfrey Shemoge in Abuja Monday, says religion and ethnicity are merely symptoms of the greater problem.
It's easy to quickly pigeonhole everything into religion and tribe. But for me, I just see it mainly as a failure of governance and an economic issue. Somebody who is well-fed and has hope for his future, whose children have school to go and giving him even more hope for the future, will not go and stab his neighbor to death.
Citing the current nationwide petrol crisis, Fasua laments that the APC-led Nigerian government lacked the roadmap to effectively take the country out of its socio-economic woes.
We're talking about the crude oil and the PMS supply. You know, in every other facet, it's the same. An economy that shouldn't have gone into recession went into recession under the same government, and they exacerbated that recession because they were unfeeling of the troubles of the people.
He therefore says 2019 affords Nigerians yet another opportunity to take their destinies in their hands and rid themselves of people in governance who do not have their interests at heart. And away from that, Monday's peaceful protests of the members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria calling for the release of their leader, Sheikh El-Zakzaky, turned rowdy today owing to their molestation by the officials of the Nigeria police. The protesters had taken to the streets of Abuja but were dispersed by the police, who barricaded the roads and prevented the group from carrying out their peaceful protest. Eyewitness account narrated the protesters running and scampering for safety as the police fired canisters and banisters amid heavy crowd. Some of the leaders who agreed to talk to journalists said they were carrying out an agreement they had with authorities of the Ministry of Justice, who asked them to come back today to see the Attorney General of the Federation on Monday after their protest last week.
The government denied him medical attention in such a situation. You can see they say they are keeping him in a protective custody, but now he's dying in their detention, but they refuse him medical attention. And that is why we say, okay, let's come out and protest against this injustice. On coming out, you see how the police attack us.
Recall that Sheikh El-Zakzaky had been detained since December 2015 after the Shia movement in Nigeria clashed with the convoy of the Chief of Army in Zaria, Kaduna State. In the same vein, Islamic movement in Nigeria, known as Shiite in Kaduna, has accused the Nigerian police force of killing 2 of its members and injuring many others during protests over the continued detention of their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky, and his wife Zinat since December 2015. Secretary Media Forum of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Abdulmumuni Giwa, said they were attacked while on a peaceful protest demanding the immediate and unconditional release of the cleric and his wife, who are reportedly in very poor state of health.
We staged protests all over the country, in major cities. What happened here in Kaduna is very ugly and unfortunate. The police came without any warning and attacked the peaceful protest, shooting with live bullets. They killed 2 people and injured over 10 people with their shots.
Hundreds of protesters, including women and children, who took over major parts of Kaduna metropolis, including the popular Leventis roundabout in the heart of the city, chanted slogans calling on President Buhari to let their leader regain his freedom. Meanwhile, the Benue State Police Command is yet to confirm or dismiss claims of lives being lost during the protests.